welcome. Happy Monday, magical Monday it is. I'm so excited to be here with you. So hopefully you can join in. If you are here, please say hello. And today I really want to address something that I do regularly. So the majority of what I do with clients on a one-on-one basis is inner child work and really stepping into their higher self. So I know a lot of people, this is a very mysterious term. This might not make sense. So I really wanted to come on here and do it live with you. So I've been sharing on our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/homeschoolie, HOMESKOOLIE. I've been sharing, I'm naming it Diary of a Healer. And I'm really just going through things that are coming up, work that I'm doing within myself, work that I'm doing kind of with my clients in a really safe way. And so I wanted to come and do a live with you. I'm actually, I have internet right now, so I figured it would be the perfect time. So let's see. It says I'm unable to connect with chat, but I'm not sure why. All right. So hopefully that is enabled and we can do that. So let's see. There we go. So if you're here, say hello so I can hear you. Hopefully, of course, right as I come outside, the wind starts blowing, but that's okay. Such is nature. So what is inner child work? So inner child work for me and the way that I do it is a collaboration of a lot of different forms of psychological work. So I incorporate the more spiritual aspects of shamanic journeying in with neuro-linguistic programming. Hypnosis is something you might be more familiar with, and lots of different modalities. So I take this developmental psychology that I learned through my psychology degree, and I put it into practice by literally reprogramming our conditioning that we received as children. So all of us, before we do any sort of reprogramming work, which could be EFT or emotional freedom, tapping is a reprogramming technique, hypnosis is a reprogramming technique, neuro-linguistic programming is a reprogramming technique. There's lots of reprogramming techniques out there. If you've never worked with somebody, please PM me, message me, reach out to me, and let's get started. Because what you're reprogramming is the fact that all of us are walking around in an age range that is younger than the age of 7. So all of our conditioning, all of our programming, all of our coping skills, all of our circumstances that we bring into our lives to repeat, our friendships, our relationships are all based on programming that we received before the age of 7. Okay, I want to repeat that. Everything that we do in action and our mindset is tied into what we learned prior to the age of 7. Big stuff, okay? I work with a lot of clients who have no memories before the age of 7, so they can't even access the mindset and psychological training and programming that they received. Extra not helpful, right? So with the work that I do, you don't actually have to access memories. This is not typical therapy. I do not rehash traumas. If traumas come up, I very specifically and individually touch on those so that they can be reprogrammed as they're arising, okay? So I appreciate you joining with me, and I'm excited that you're here. I just realized that I should probably go get my phone, and so that I can actually do this do a Facebook Live as well, but have it recorded. So you're going to come with me real fast. I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to disrupt the kids as they are on their thing. This is called Behind the Scenes behind the scenes of the Facebook Live. This is what happens. So, if you are on live on YouTube, please say hi so I can say hello back to you. All right. So, now that we're here, I just want to take just a second and come on here and do a live. That way I can get a little bit more interaction, because just doing it through YouTube, I don't see all the comments. Hello. I am live on YouTube, but I decided to go on to Facebook as well. That way, hopefully I can get some interaction going on. Okay, I see my connection is kind of going wonky, and I'm not sure why. Hi, Sandy. So excited that you're here. All right, let me just see, maybe on this side. All right, so inner child work. If you've never done inner child work, I don't know why my internet is always having such a wonky thing, but hopefully you can stick with me. All right. So say hello if you're on here. I would love to say hello back to you. If you have a specific fear, anxiety, or there is an aspect of your life that is not making you feel safe, there's about a bazillion to choose from right now, right? I know, and I get it. So that's why I wanted to do this live, because I really wanted people to be able to give specific feedbacks into what is going on with their life. So, hey, Julie, Natasha. So just so you know, the recording of this is going to be on the Homeschooly YouTube channel. So if you're going to try to look for the recording, it's most likely going to be on the YouTube channel. I may keep it up here, but if you haven't joined the YouTube channel, go and check it out and subscribe if you can. All right, so inner child work. I was just explaining, I've been on for about 5 minutes or so, so if you want to catch the beginning of this, again, it's all recorded on the other channel. So inner child work is an amazing aspect to literally reprogram our brains, to literally reprogram our mindset. So if you have a very specific fear, anxiety, or if there's something very specifically not making you feel safe right now, I would like for you to message it so that I can do a very individualized and personalized rather than a generalized healing, okay? So share with me what is going on in your life specifically, and then I can go into the inner child work from there. So again, doing an intuitive healing by myself is really not very fun. So I need interaction, and I need you to share with me what is going on. Otherwise, I can do it for myself, but it's not going to be the same. I use these tools in my everyday life. So I really want to get specific with what's going on with you. All right. Thanks everybody for joining in. I'm glad you're here. So inner child work. What I do is a very much of a blend. Hey, Pixie. What I do is very much a blend of hypnosis, neuro-linguistic programming, and shamanic journeying. So if you've ever done any of those three, if you haven't, that's totally fine. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not seeing anybody's answers right here, so I'm going to have us all close our eyes. If you're with us, stay with us. This is going to be life-changing, okay? So close your eyes right now, and I want you to get very centered and in this moment right now. I want you to begin to feel where in your body there's any tightness, constrictions, anxiety, fear. And I want you to put in the comments, if you can, where in your body you are feeling this. Hey, everybody. So as we're going through this, I'm going to ask for you to be very interactive. If you can hear me, if you can see me, I want you to just close your eyes and feel where in your body you're feeling any constriction, fear. Julie, thank you so much. Chest, neck, perfect. Okay. And I know the recording of this is not great, which is why I'm recording it through YouTube as well, which will hopefully make it a little bit better. All right, so we're going to take and literally feel into where in our body we're feeling this aspect. So if you feel it in your neck, if you feel it in your chest, if you feel it in your shoulders, sometimes you can feel it in your lower back or in your stomach, okay? Next causing vertigo to sit up. Okay, stir up, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna focus on this area of the neck because the neck is very interesting. Not just is there inner child work going on, but I do often have to remove what I call entities. I don't know if there's any other word for it, but entities, energy, dark energy tends to literally, I see them as these hooks that hook into the back of your neck right here and into the sides of your neck right here, okay? So those are the two most common places that these energetic hooks get inserted into our necks. So if you are having neck issues, and this is having network issues, so sorry, I see it going in and out, and there's not much else I can do about it. So if you want to hop over to a connection that is not so crazy, please go to youtube.com/c/homeschooly. And you can jump on the YouTube live and it will not be so in and out. Okay. YouTube or Facebook just has an issue with me. Okay. So there's neck aspects going on. Hello, everybody, for joining in. So there's neck aspects going on. These are the prongs in the necks, okay? So I am going to unhook them, okay? So I really want you to just get very present in what is happening right now, get very centered in what is happening right now, and I want you to feel what happens when I release these hooks in your neck, okay? Everybody just send all of their attention onto their necks, and I am going to start unhooking them, okay? Some of these have interwoven themselves into the brain, which is why you get so much cloudiness and fogginess and the inability to think straight, okay? So as I'm untangling these, know that they can and will hook back in unless you begin doing some work to reprogram what you are allowing in your life. Okay, everybody turn their necks. Do you notice a difference? Do you notice the ability to move your neck more freely? Okay, so this is the powerful ability of shifting. So what I'm going to do, because the connection is so wonky, again, thanks for being in the background with me. I'm going to try to go to the front of the property and see if we can get maybe just a little bit more clarity in the live. Let's see if that maybe works a little bit better. Okay. Maybe I'm not seeing it glitch up so much. So I appreciate everybody's patience. The internet, I'm sure for everybody's using it, everybody's on it, and it's been kind of a headache. Literally, right? Darkness, entities. Okay. I'm going to be jumping around a lot, because when I'm doing this work, it's kind of like there's just flooding into my consciousness, okay? There's an aspect of there's very much a control mechanism coming through right now, especially through the internet, okay, through media right now. This is not political. This is not anything other than, have you noticed that you can watch all of your streaming live videos, but you can't actually get work done? Have you noticed that whenever you try to post something that is creating awareness or inspiration, it glitches and has a really hard time uploading? You're not alone, okay? There's literally things happening in the world right now that are creating a massive shift in our consciousness, in the ability for us to connect, in the healing work that is happening. So, because of this, there's these energetic forces can literally get plugged into us very easily. Hence why all the neck issues, okay? So I would like to take a moment and on the right-hand side of your body, okay, I would like to begin extracting the aspect of being held hostage right now. We're in quarantine. We are very much in a hostage situation, and the fact that we cannot have the freedom that we are usually in. So I want to release that. I want you to really literally be able to change the mindset that you're in to know that you are in a space of freedom, whether you have that physical space or not, because literally our minds are what constraints all of us anyway. Our minds are what literally create our reality. So change our mind, change our reality. This is the truth. This is what living, and this is what law of attraction is. This is what any your spiritual journeys are. This is what coaching does. This is what hypnosis does. Change your mind, change your reality. Our minds are that powerful. So we will get to the inner child work. I appreciate everybody staying on, and I can see that it's not as glitchy, which I'm really grateful for. So now we can actually go into some more of a deeper hypnosis without it glitching and it being hard to concentrate. So if anybody is willing to share, I would really, really, really appreciate somebody to share specifically a fear and anxiety or something that is not making you feel safe right now. Okay? So this is the aspect that there is everything that we do, all of our actions, all of our behaviors are all learned and programmed before the age of 7. They are just set on repeat. Okay? So until we change that programming, we do not change the way that we think, the way that we act, the way that we are. So this is vital. This is so integral to understanding what is happening. Okay? So drinking, thank you, Julie, for sharing that. So drinking is a coping skill that you learned, most likely not before the age of 7, but I'm sure you learned it from parents who were doing it with you and in front of you before the age of 7. So drinking is often a coping skill that moves into our lives through generational themes. So drinking is a huge dissociative technique. Same with smoking, same with binge watching movies, same with dissociating. So a lot of times people will use eating as a dissociative technique. Sometimes you'll just be really able to check out. So if this is all the same thing. So this is such a perfect example right now. I'm so grateful. Julie, thank you for being brave. So I know everybody, there's memes everywhere. There's TikToks everywhere of the drinking has gone up exponentially during this crisis. Okay. So I want us to take a deep breath. And I want you to feel where in your body, when you want to take a drink, when you want to go smoke weed, when you want to take a drink, when you want to clock out of your physical body by using a substance, where in your body do you feel that urge the most? Okay. And if somebody else is having the same aspect, please share your experience as well. Share where in your body. If you're feeling urges to drink and maybe or whatever, where in your body are you feeling that? Heart. Okay. So coping with grief and deep sadness is why you drink. There was most likely a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, and a lot of sadness that happened before the age of 7. You learned that in order to get rid of that grief, sadness, and heartache before the age of 7, that your parents got rid of their grief, heartache, and sadness by drinking. And so you picked that behavior up very early. So there's this aspect of allowing for ourselves to feel. When we feel, when we actually let the emotions come unstuck from our physical bodies, our bodies transform on a cellular level. That's a big deal. That on a DNA genetic cellular level, okay? So I want us to close our eyes, and I'm so grateful that you brought this up. Somebody else earlier said chest, so we unhooked the darkness and the entities, as I call them. They're not, whatever you want to call it, energy, however you want to call it. I say entities because they literally live and suck off of us. So next we're going to the heart. In our heart, on a global scale right now, and as an individual right now, there is a deep penetrating sadness and grief happening on a major, major level. And sadness and grief are not two things that we enjoy experiencing. I'm like opening up to everybody's hearts right now, and it's almost overwhelming how much heartache there really is right now. As an empath, I know a lot of you can feel very deeply what is happening on a major level. Hey, Veronica. So I want you to tap into that heart space. There is so much sadness going on inside of the heart that literally love cannot be in there at the same time. You can have fear or you can have love. And sadness is, I don't believe, is a form of fear. I believe that sadness is a form of unexpressed love that is stuck, okay? This is just my opinion. You can have something vastly different, but sadness is often, it comes from this inability to truly express your heart and express your heart center and your love, and that's where that grief comes in. So I really want you to just tap into that. How old do you feel tapping into that heart space, tapping into that sadness, tapping into that grief? How old do you feel? And I want you to see, however old you feel, I want you to see that little person right in front of you. I want you to see that little person's face, body. I want you to see that little person who is so scared, is so alone, and is heartbroken right now. Not understanding, very young, yeah, very young. So I want you to take that little person and who you are exactly right now in this moment, and you are going to transport yourselves in your mind's eye, with your imagination, with your third eye, with Anya. I want you to transport, I'm going to pop, that is so funny. So I'm doing this live right now about drinking, and my husband literally just text messages me, maybe pick up some beer on your way home. There is no coincidences in any of this, okay? So go back into that space. Go back into, this is a universal thing happening right now, is all I'm trying to say. You are not alone in this. And so go back into that. Get back into that picture of that little person right in front of you. Go back into that space where you are right now. And I want you to transplant yourself and transport yourself into the most amazingly safe nature setting that you can think of. Safe nature setting. So go into a very safe setting right now. And as you've surrounded yourself in this beautiful nature setting, I want you to ask that little person in front of you, that person who is under the age of 7, who's a younger version of yourself, what it is that they need to feel heard, and what it is that they need to release the sadness and the grief that they are holding in their heart. When you come up with that answer, maybe they just need to be listened to. Maybe they just need an ear. I love that, Crystal Jean, the creek. Yeah. So whatever nature setting it is, just allow for that little person, that younger version of you to be heard. Do they just need to sit in your arms and your lap and just cry? Do they just need to share with you all the things that they have experienced and don't have words for? Do they just need to be able to let go of all of that? Unconditional love. So, Julie, You need to look at that little child and literally give her unconditional love. You need to look at her without any judgment, without any shame, without any guilt, without any trauma, and just love that little girl within you so wholeheartedly. And I know this is impossible to do as you are yourself. So I want to take this one step further. And in your nature setting, I want you to see off in a distance your higher self, or who I call my magical mother. If you're a male, you could have it your higher self. And I want you to see them walking towards you. And I want you to see the way that your higher self looks at you with absolute unconditional love, acceptance, and joy at who and what you are. There is no condemnation, there is no judgment, there is no fear in the look that your higher self gives to you. And I want you to receive wholeheartedly unconditional love and acceptance right now. And to let yourself feel that deeply. Breathe in that acceptance and that love and that generosity. Wear it. Embody it. Adorn yourself in a cloak of unconditional love and acceptance. Breathe in unconditional love and acceptance into the core of your being. Now I want you to go back into that heart space. What is lurking there? What resides in that heart space now? And I just want to say welcome. Hey, Missy and Crystal, thanks for joining in. If you're still here, say hello so I can see you. If you have a part of yourself that you would like to go a little bit deeper in, when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into this space and share where and what has been transformed in your heart space now. Through the grief that is happening on a global scale, it's happening on an individual scale as well. And using things like alcohol and weed and cigarettes and all of these vices that we see, eating right now is a big one. Any of these things that can get us out of our bodies and into another headspace are becoming more and more prevalent. And yet, when we go within, there is very much an ability to create space for ourselves. And Julie, if you want to message me and possibly go even deeper, I feel like there's a lot of unraveling that we can do in that. But the fact that in a few minutes your heart is able to open up and receive a little bit more, I'd love to dive deeper in with you in this process. So feel free to message me if that's something you're interested in. And so as we're going through this deep, heart-wrenching sadness and grief of literally having our freedom pulled out from underneath us, and whether it was just a facade of freedom, I think a lot of us are finding out that the freedoms that we actually thought we had are not as freeing as they were, right? Like, we were able to be free within this little box. And now we're going, whoa, you just took that box away even. Now I'm really stuck. And we're having to really sit with people that we were not really okay with to begin with. And we were not really wanting to be around to begin with. And we're sitting in these spaces of deep uncomfortability within our own emotions. And it is now very much time to drastically feel those emotions. I had my own emotional breakdown the other day. There was just a lot of, I wasn't feeling heard. Travis wasn't feeling heard. We were not communicating well. And it was so interesting because the second that I realized that communication was what I truly wanted, all the emotional aspects broke down and the communication wasn't able to be heard. It doesn't mean that we came to an agreement and he changed or I changed. It was simply the fact that we were both heard, and we did that in and of itself. When you can just take a moment, and I think this is a vital message right now because our inner children are screaming at the top of our lungs and throwing huge temper tantrums. But if we can create space to be centered, to step into that higher self space, to be in a space of not temper tantruming communicating, but truly communicating in a way that we feel heard. If you're not in the Magical Mothering Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Magical Mothering. It's renamed right now Wholeness Virtual Retreat. In there is a file of a communication PDF that I am giving out for free right now. Please use this. I have had quite a number of people. Somebody actually came and said, "You literally transformed my relationship. It was over. It was done. I have never felt heard. I have never felt understood." They read through that PDF. They applied and took action in what that PDF shared with them. And they literally are having some of the best conversations and the best weeks of their life that they've ever had in their relationship. So the things that I am giving out to you are not just things to pop open on your computer, but to really implement. If you take a few moments today and implement finding that inner child, if you need more help, if you need more guidance, please message me. Let's set up a session. Let's dive deeply so that you can go on with your life and create the best moments of your life during this time. This is not an exaggeration. I truly believe that we are shut down from doing all of the craziness and busyness that we are so used to doing so that we can stop and go within. This doesn't make it right or wrong. This isn't an argument of whether we should stay at home or not. This is the reality of what is happening right now. We're stuck right now. And when we're stuck, we're meant to go within. When we are in our own minds and we're trying so hard to dissociate, distract, be in somewhere else's space, it's time to go within. It's time to take the deep dives. So I say inner work and doing the work that I do and lead people through is like being a scuba diving instructor. You have to have the proper tools or techniques, or when you come back up, you can drown and die. And there's very much people that get stuck in this mindset of being stuck and stagnant. And so I always would urge people to do this work with somebody that they can be guided and led through so that they can learn how to safely come up to the surface, safely dive down to the depths of the shadows, and bring up the treasures that are hidden in those depths. Because there's treasures. And we're truly, when we do this inner child work, we're finding who we are. We're finding out who we are on the most foundational sense. Again, prior to the age of 7, we were completely programmed to act a certain way, to be people pleasers, to be overgivers, to be maybe scared of money. I did a post about this the other day. Maybe we were scared or thought to believe that financial success and abundance and wealth were bad or wrong. These are all things that can and very easily can be reprogrammed. I have been reprogramming my own money beliefs for the past 2 years, and it is phenomenal what has happened because of it. So these don't have to just be with esoteric type things. They can be with very basic and fundamental aspects of living. If you would like to create more financial sustainability during this time right now, our inner child, I started my business 5 years ago and realized that my 4-year-old inner child self was running my business. That was not going to be very successful. So I literally had to incorporate and remember who I was on a foundational level and literally start integrating those pieces into my life in a very real way. And now I have created complete financial sustainability for myself and my family based on my innate character, based on the fact that I like to walk around barefoot and forage wild edibles and medicinals and make healing for people and lead people on these amazing visual quests to find themselves. Yes, that's like, so when I feel like there's so much that has been taught to us on a foundational and pre-7-year-old programming level that, you have to go to work, you have to get a job, money doesn't grow on trees, you can't do what you're passionate about, that'll never make you money. You hear from artists all the time, you can't be an artist and make money, you can't be a musician and make money, and these are all things that have been programmed into our brains. And guess what? No matter how good you are as an artist or a musician or whatever it is that your innate talents are, whatever your innate talents are, there will be no ability to actually become financially abundant from those if your programming doesn't allow it. I'm going to repeat that. There is no way to become financially abundant and sustainable through your innate gifts and talents if the programming that you received prior to the age of 7 contradicts that. Same thing for being able to be in a happy relationship. If you saw marriage as something that never worked, that people always argued in marriage, and you're in that repeating cycle right now, then there's no way that you can ever emulate and have a successful marriage or relationship until this programming has been rewired and changed. Yes, Amanda, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Becca. Hey, Joe. I just want to see. Hey, Lee. Hey, Ashton. Thanks so much for being here. So there's reprogramming that has to start happening now. And what better time? Like, literally, we have time. We have time. This is what we have. And that reprogramming needs to start now. So I would really love to hear what it is that you are dealing with on a real personal individual level, because again, my experience is different, but at the same time, what's funny is every time I write a blog article or I'm writing my own little healing, my diary of a healer right now, every time I write an article, people are like, man, I just had that day. Man, I just had that experience in my own relationship. So know that because we're literally interconnected in this virtual realm and we've worked together in some aspect, our journeys are doing this right now. And as we work our own inner work and our own transformation, we will be able to start transforming each other in a very real way, which is why I created the Magical Mothering Facebook group, to literally share our transformational journeys with each other. So I really feel, I really feel that the reprogramming needs to start on a very massive level. It needs to start incrementally and constantly. So as we literally start shifting our reality into one that we desire through reprogramming, this is so funny. The same car just drives by back and forth. We start shifting our reality and reprogramming ourselves on a very massive and major level. So I would like to share one more time that the recording on Facebook has not been great. Sorry, the wind just blew something in my eyeball. The recording on Facebook has not been great. So if you would like to watch the replay, it is going to be on the Homeschooly YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/C, the letter C, /homeschoolie, HOMESKOOLIE. I will put it in the comments as well. And it's really vital to be aware right now of your programs. I was drastically aware just the other day of some programming that came up within myself, and I went, wow, I thought I dealt with this. No, this is a spiral. The wheel of the year is a spiral. Every season we get to deal with the same things on a deeper and more profound level and reprogram on a deeper and more profound level. So if you've done the work before, do it again. If you've gone into your feelings and felt your feelings, do it again. If you've taken time to really sit within yourself, do it again. This is the time to really create repetitive reprogramming actions. So I feel really inspired right now to start doing some more reprogramming work. I know financial sustainability is a big aspect to, thanks Missy for being here. I know financial sustainability is a big aspect of people's desires that need reprogramming. I would love to hear about some other ones. I know relationships are probably a big one. Communication is one. Unconditional love for yourself is another one. So if you would like to, in the comments section, share some things that you would like to reprogram, literally shift and transform within your own self, please, let's do this work. That's why I created the Magical Mothering Facebook group. That's why I do these Facebook Lives. And I'm really feeling the need to share in a bigger way and then create space for that, the offerings to be in a different way. So I've always done group programs just so that people can really dive deeply. And I'm trying to figure out the best platform to really offer that in a way that people feel safe and are most able to share and be in this space. Hey, Adele. Yeah, Amanda, it never stops growing and being uncomfortable. Absolutely. The second you get comfortable, you know that big shifts need to happen. And it's interesting. There's two types of people happening right now in this world. There's those who have been working towards self-sustainability and becoming self-reliant and financially sustainable in their own gifts and talents, such as the nomads. And I know Amanda, and there's a ton of you on this call who have literally taken huge steps to become self-sustainable in and of your own self. And then there's another aspect of individuals who have done a lot of that work, that inner work, or been interested in it, or been doing alternative medicine or naturopathy and things like this. And those worlds are going to come together. There's this aspect of drastically needing to shift what we have been calling the norm. The norm is no longer serving us in any way, shape, or form. So I really want to encourage you to share, hop into the Magical Mothering group, share what it is that you have found to be your norm and what is no longer comfortable. So I totally have something in my eye. So I'm going to go get that out. I think that's like the universe saying, shut up, it's time to end your Facebook Live, so that I can, get back to doing my day and you can get back to doing your day. So thank you so much for all of your abilities. And thank you for sharing and being in the space where you're giving and being and creating space and time to heal. We need all the tools. Absolutely. We need all the tools right now. So I'm going to let you go. Have such a blessed day. Please message me if you would like to go deeper in this work, if you'd like to do some deep diving. I have about 20 spaces available right now to work with me on a monthly basis. So if you'd like to be one of those 20 people who works with me on a monthly basis, please reach out. And if you're interested in just being a part of these Facebook Lives, thank you. Thanks for creating connection and communication and community in these spaces. And if you're interested in hearing more about the Diary of a Healer thing that I'm doing, you can find all those on our Patreon page, patreon.com/homeschoolie. And again, thank you. I just feel so blessed to be able to share and be with you guys, especially right now, more so than ever. Know that you're not alone in the healing work that you're doing, that you're not doing, that you're trying to do, that maybe is overwhelming you. Let's do this together. Let's really do this together, not just in some facade political sense. Like really, let's do this together. Let's step out of our comfort zone and let's do the work together. So I look forward to seeing you in the Magical Mothering group. I look forward to hearing from you. And again, if you want to watch the replay, hop into the YouTube channel and watch it from there. All right. Bye. I don't see all the